We are starting soon.
All right, hello, and welcome back to Album Book Club. And I'll be tonight's host. My name is David, and tonight's album will be. Sorry, I do not like hearing that playback. Ugh.
Sorry.
It's cool. A Step Away from Light, A Step into Abyss by the black metal band Mourning by Mourning. I believe we start with the top three.
Yep.
All right. For my top three, I went A Step Away from Light, Onward to My Descent, and I'm But a Shadow Beneath You.
Well, I had a very similar top three. My top three are A Step Away from Light, Onward to My Descent, and Beyond the Gates.
Mine's not too far off. I had I Am But a Shadow Beneath You, Bastard Sanctuary, and Onward to My Descent.
And I am but a shadow beneath you, a step away from light, and Bastard Sanctuary. Real tight group in there.
Oh, yeah. Bottom track, As I Bleed.
My bottom song was The Night is Fleeting.
My bottom song was Beyond the Gates.
My bottom song was Beyond the Gates.
Fair.
All right, so I guess we'll go ahead and start diving into it. With the first track being A Step Away from Light, I gave it a 9.5.
Well, I gave it a 6.25.
I gave it a 5.
I give it a 6.5.
Don't care. Fucking love it.
I think Oh, sorry.
I was just going to start off with saying black metal is definitely not my genre, so my scores will be a little skewed like Dave's on a hip-hop album.
I totally get it.
I was going to say, this is not my flavor of black metal. Fan that at today. Great background tracks for me. I mean, Connor and I were rolling around yesterday with it. It was great in the background. I really think I had a hard time when I focused in on it because it was very clean. And I like something that sounds like it was recorded in a trash can.
It's really funny because I appreciated it sounding clean even though I knew it was wrong. I think the actual note I wrote is... I liked how they recorded it on a mic you can buy at a store and not some horrific device you have to build yourself.
Yeah, but that's like the whole point of black
I know.
metal.
I understand
that's
that.
a very limited view of black metal, really. I mean, the likes of Emperor did not go for the garage sound band. They did go for a more full symphonic, clean noise. And Emperor is one of the, leading men of the second wave Norwegian movement. So... just saying, it's not just Dark Throne grunginess, which are still classics.
I will say, Emperor gets severely clowned upon in the black metal community because of how they sound.
It's a wide community, but whatever.
I would say it's
Although
all
I've
the,
never been much of a community guy, so just saying that right now. I just like, yeah.
It's all this first wave old heads that are like, there is no better.
Yeah, for me, this track, I think I'm more along the lines of Logan. Like, I like very specific sects of black metal. I don't like it all, because Logan is actually the one that got me into it. So his flavor of black metal is like kind of what I know and what I liked to get into. So like this whole like big ambiance thing that they're doing with some of their sounds, I think it sounds really neat. I'm just not super into it.
I get it. So, but yeah, for me, I just really love the chill guitar intro because thinking about it, yeah, it is kind of a combo of the atmospheric kind of black metal and symphonic. So like those chill guitars, very atmospheric. The rest of the keyboards layered in the background, very symphonic.
I did like all the like sci-fi soundscape stuff they do on this album. I just there's a couple tracks where the blast beats got on my nerves, and this happened to be one of them. Because most of the time the drums sound all right, but sometimes it's just like I can see it on the track where it's just like one every single or on every beat.
Instead of multiple lines, it's just one big line all the way across.
Looks like a hi-hat preset, but it's just a kick drum.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of good uses of blast beats in this album specifically. I think the song actually did a lot of it right. Maybe a touch too much, but it's just because the drumming in all of the other sections with the actual melody that moved in the song were really good, and I kind of wish we got some more of those just with the atmosphere that this set up. I do think vocally it's nailed. Dude is phenomenal in like all versions of his screaming, and then just his like general growl and delivery of the vocals is pure black metal. It's just the separation of that from the tracks that are all too loud for the vocals. That just kind of has that separation in my brain. Also, it's mixed with both too much highs and mids and not enough. Because there's supposed to be a spike. I guess really it's just you have to turn the bass way down and then turn the mids up is probably what needs to happen. And that'll be the appropriate black metal mix. This is, to me, more just a hardcore metal mix, which kind of leads to that genre clashingness. But it's a bunch of good puzzle pieces. I think it's just a bunch of puzzle pieces to 4 separate puzzles that happen to fit together.
All right.
I definitely have tracks that feel like that later. This one, not
this
as much,
specific
but
track, but
yeah.
this like overarching genre that's created, because it is only one guy.
Oh, it's definitely following the classic trend of atmospheric black metal in that regard. It's just one dude.
Mm-hmm. So it's things tend to not get said no to when you're the only guy doing it. And there's like some things that we'll get into later that I'm like, you probably should have said no to yourself for that one.
And before moving on, man, I really could have used Adam as a good guest star on this one, so I could at least have one other guy in my corner. But anyway, moving on to the next song, Bastard Sanctuary, 8.75.
Oh, I need to look at my phone. I think it's like a 5.5. It is. It's a 5.5.
I give this one a 6.
I give this one a 6.
Got a 6 despite most of my notes being negative.
I got a 6 without most of my notes being positive. Also, I rate black metal weirdly. I don't remember who it was. It's probably Varg. Someone put a video out a while ago that essentially said all black metal is shit, and that's the point. So if you rate it good, it means it's actually bad. So I kind of always try and stay below a certain threshold, because I know if I give a black metal song a 10, it's just inherently wrong.
I don't know if I have any songs I give a 10. I was thinking about that. I mean, for me, I really did like the Travalo guitar intro. I feel like that was a good way to bring it in, kind of mix it up, especially if you're bouncing around between tracks. You know, makes each one feel a bit different. So it's not like, am I listening to the same one? So good mix up there. And I don't know. I thought there was good variety within the song itself. I feel like you could skip around randomly on the song and each part would sound a little different. So I feel like it knows how to build up and break off.
I completely agree with both things that you said, but some parts of that are listed as negatives here for me, unfortunately. I appreciate them trying new and different things, like the keyboard and the piano sounds that work better later on this album, but I don't think really belong on this song as much. The drums, I think, the blast beats get the most on my nerves on this song, despite it being like one of the ones I liked more. Yeah, no, a lot of the spacey different instruments are used here, and it's cool, but it works way better later on the album, I feel like. The guitars are good, and I can actually hear the vocals, which seems weird for black metal, but
No, you're supposed to hear the vocals. That's the thing. Vocals tend to be a little bit louder in most black metal because they're so like unintelligible.
Yeah, it's really hard
that
to like
you
make
wanna
it out and
hear it.
understand.
That understanding the lyrics has never been part of my goal with metal in general. Like
I
maybe
will-
out of curiosity, read it with the lyrics and like, oh, I hear it now.
I would say hearing them and understanding them are very different things on this show.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I will say with this album, there is a little bit of extra clarity with the vocals, but that is kind of due to the weird kind of mix going on we have here. Like Logan was saying, it's more of a hardcore heavy metal mix than it is a black metal mix.
I mean, the mix reminded me very much of
I
which
was thinking
just-
about them.
just what a couple of songs on here sounded like it was ripped straight off that album.
Yeah,
But-
it's Dio Morte does this like big grandiose stuff too. So some of the soundscapes that we get in this album, I feel like are straight from them.
Especially when they bring in the strings later.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. As far as this song goes, I think the piano part was a good part. It was genuinely just the sound option was the worst one here. It was like inviting a classic piano player to your metal jam, right? Like, cool, thanks for the Mozart hit right in the middle of that fat breakdown. But if they just had like a synthesizer on there, like a like wave rumble kind of thing, it would have fit in perfect. The mix, yeah, we've all said it. It just needs work, but I'm not even sure that it's a problem with the sound that's going on. I understand the love of the clean background against the harsh vocals. That in itself is as the kids would say, metal. But you just need to then turn the vocals up. It's black metal vocals and black metal styling vocals, and we get into even like more like guttural stuff that's a little less black metal. But it all fits very good within itself. It's just impossible to hear. There's also some layering issues, I think, with multi-layered like guitar tracks. Like I'm pretty sure one has delay on and the other one has delay on, but at a different timing. So it gets into like a weird like and it's not right.
That was when you started that. That's the rhythm to something. Oh, I can't think of it right now. The rhythm you just did. I'm like, that's a rhythm to something.
Yeah, the beginning of this song
Pretty much.
with delay.
I do agree with you on the guitars. They get a little bit weird in the middle of this track for me.
Still solid. Very, very, very Dragon Forcey, which just tells me you probably recorded through a digital amp, which I do it all the time, and you probably have a set of Fishman Fluences. I don't have those.
I don't know what any of that means.
Guitar
I imagine,
stuff.
I imagine it's
Guitar
equipment stuff. Like, oh.
Satter's got like an old raggedy Les Paul that he throws across the room in anger. That's what most black metal musicians have.
All right, on to the next track. I'm But a Shadow Beneath You. I give it a 9.
I give it a 5.
I give this one a 7.
I have a 6.5 written down, but a 7 is correct.
This is the one that kind of leans really far into the spacey sci-fi intro and having all the weird other instruments, and I think it's done great on this song as opposed to the last one. The guitars sound good. I still don't. Oh, do you hate the guitar?
This is the most Dragon Force toned guitar song.
Okay, and
This was so on the way over here. Logan made the Dragon Force comment, and I started cackling because this
Yep.
song is just Dragon Force guitars.
Oh, I like the
Nah,
sound.
I don't
It's
see a
just
problem with that.
I like the sound of a Marshall amp.
Yeah, definitely hit it with the cosmic vibe that you mentioned earlier. That's probably where it kind of fits the album art the most. With the Lovecraftian kind of thing going.
We'll get there.
I will say that part of the reason my score is so low for this song is because I don't really vibe with the whole soundscapey, spacey type stuff.
Oh, see, that is totally my jam.
Yeah,
I
see,
love
so
just
I'm
spacing out.
yeah, I'm on the opposite side of the spectrum where the whole time I was like, I'm kind of bored. It sounds cool, and I can appreciate how they did it because they actually did it a lot better here than in some of the other tracks. It's just me personally, I don't super like it, but that's just
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
funny. I didn't get bored until they abandoned everything you just said halfway through the album.
Oh, you mentioned Dragon Force. We're talking about black metal bands that really get ragged on in the black metal community. I thought I got a little Cradle of Filth with the keyboard work. So, yeah. But you're also not a big Dimmu Borgir fan.
Yeah. What do I have to say about this song that hasn't been said? There is a melody in here that is stolen, but I think it's one of those melodies that has been used for like the last 300 years. Because when I was trying to think of a song that it was, like 7 came to mind, and I was like, oh no, okay, this is fine.
Okay, yeah, I was having that when I was re-listening to this on the way here, and I did have something about that sounds super familiar.
It's like a stop, like a break pause kind of thing where the notes go. It's just a chord progression is really what it is, but that specific like those breaks has been used in like countless songs before.
I'm sure it's a motif, a callback to something else.
Mm-hmm. And I couldn't place it, like the specific song it was going for. So then I was just wondering if it was a Dragon Force song.
See,
It's through the fire and flames.
I went through like 6 of them, and it wasn't any of those. So.
I mean, I know this is one of my go-tos, but I kept thinking maybe it's from a video game.
That I also think is a very high possibility because as of late, I've just been re-listening to a bunch of video game music, and this was something I have heard this within the last 2 weeks. I listen to like, I don't know, 500 songs a day. So I just be zooming through playlists, man. Got nothing better to do at work.
All right, next track, Onward to My Descent. I give it a 9.25.
You know what I gave this one? A 6.
You know what I gave this one? A 6.
Give this one a 5.
This one, I think I missed the transition into this song from the last one. So the whole time it felt like just the bonus track to the last song. Because I don't think there was like a spacey intro like most of the tracks have. But yeah, it felt like just the same song I was listening to, and then a saxophone showed up, which
See,
is...
that's why I love
Hey,
this
hey,
song.
Hey, guess what? Guess the whole reason I gave it an extra point. It's because it's the last song, but a saxophone showed up.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard a black metal song ever use that. And I heard one that used a didgeridoo. So
Oh my god!
makes
I've
sense.
also heard one that used it. I think you showed
I
me
think
the
I
one
said
with
that
the
to you.
yeah. I was like, oh wow, that's a deep cut. Oh yeah, it makes sense. You sent it to me. Ironically enough, I think this track has the hardest time standing out from itself. Yes, there's a saxophone. Everything else is the same reused, repeated riffs and themes, which disappoints me because the other 3 tracks before this are really explorative and kind of go and move in a direction and move to these different places. But this felt like a track to highlight the saxophone. And that's cool on a jazz album. I don't need epic sax guy chilling in the middle of the ethereal forest.
Brother, there is no track that can't be improved upon by using a saxophone.
Yeah, ask them.
That is true, yeah. Tiger Mail Lightning.
I think
I
it
was
works
very-
as a one-time kind of thing. You know, like you
Yeah.
couldn't bring it back over and over in the album. Just kind of surprise you. Oh, by the way, here's the saxophone, and never again.
Baker
You know-
Street.
Yep.
It's weird because I listened to this yesterday, paying less attention than the actual review today, and I was so sure that there was a second time the saxophone came back,
No,
and then
no, that's it.
I kept waiting for it on today's listen. I didn't ever find it again.
All right, next track, As I Bleed. I gave it an 8.
5.
5.
Yeah, just neat short little track. With it being so short, wonder if it would have worked better as an instrumental.
Yep. Harp is cool. I don't think it's long enough to explore all the things that some of the tracks earlier did. And then my last note is somebody give Dave the Diamorte CD.
Carson, go. I got a rant.
This is basically just an interlude. I don't know, bro. It wasn't really short enough for me to really get into it all.
That's fair.
Look. Who said you could tune your guitar to standard tuning? It took until now to feel like why I truly hated the guitar, right? It's good playing. It's the right notes. It's the right scales. Everything's right. He's in E standard. Ew. Black metal traditionally is done in E flat or D standard, which I know a whole half step. It changes everything. Imagine moving every fret down just one. Your highs are gonna get a little bit more full. Heck yeah, you're losing that half of a step on that last note, but all of those notes are just gonna be a little bit more full because the scale length of the guitar naturally. That's why I prefer black metal to be done in D standard, because everything, you get a nice low end and a not too pingy high end that takes really good distortion. The black metal mix itself also comes in, spikes that high end, so you don't get a ping, you get like an and that's why it's so necessary. This is done in straight standard, so it just sounds like, well, it's not even an 80s shredder. It sounds like a modern shred guy just playing regular metal tracks with this guy that can actually sing black metal vocals, laying it down. It really is just not the move, brother. But this track is fine. It exists. It lost a lot of points because the ending is not abrupt. Like, it sets itself up for the ending, but the opening of the next song was abrupt comparatively. There was no transition. It was like, dap, dap.
All right. The Night is Fleeting. I gave it an 8.5.
I gave it a 4.5.
I give it a 5.5.
5.5.
I was scared at the start of this song. That abrupt end to the last song, and then this one, like kind of just starting out of nowhere, kind of spooked me.
Points lost for spooking.
I could really only charge it like a half point because it was truly like some of the other tracks on here, they have a nice like transition and flow into them, and they feel better within the overall pacing of the album. Other than that, like, this track is fine. I just don't particularly like this music. Yep, that's really all it is for me. That's why a lot of this stuff has just been getting like 5s and stuff like that.
But, yeah, I get it. I did same thing with a similar or a totally different genre. So
Yeah, I feel like
that's
if
why I'm
we-
not sitting here being all butthurt. Like, how could you guys say these things? Stop it! Stop being so mean.
You'd be
It's like,
ama-
yeah.
You'd genuinely be amazed at the people that we've had on the couch get pressed.
Oh yeah,
I was
getting
gonna
all
say,
butthurt
yeah.
about it.
They're like, this is my favorite album of all time, and we're like, sorry to say, but there's like 2 good songs on here. Ooh, we've had some off-camera arguments.
Oh yeah, I'm just like, yeah, it's my jam. So yeah, because for me, I just really love, my metal, very melodic and hummable. I like to be able to almost hum along with it, especially the blazing speed of the drums can be just like really stimulating and tickling on my brain. It's kind of how it gets me going. And you know what? I like that Final Fantasy outro.
This one to me felt a little bit the same as everything else we're hearing, minus the parts that made some of the tracks I liked interesting. So it ended up with like a thumbs kind of leaning upward, I guess.
Fair. Oh yeah, we got like a giant punch at the beginning. It was very epic and grandiose, which was very cool. This is the song that really made me question if the drums were real or programmed, and I think on this one they're for sure programmed, because there is not a single ounce of time slip at how fast it's going. And there's a track later where I'm pretty sure they're very real, because that guy is holding on for dear life with the metronome. Other than that, I think the mix itself in this whole album, but mostly this track, is just way too bright. It's metal music. We're supposed to be a little bit like sad and grouchy. I feel like I'm tramping through a forest, having the time of my life, while getting screamed at.
No, that's just super funny. I love that description because I'm like, I kind of like the sound of that. So, all right. Let's see. All right, so I think the next track is Beyond the Gates. Give it an 8.
Give it a 5.
Uh-oh. I give this one a 3.5.
I gave it a 4.
I mean, for me, just kind of another decent, solid track, at least for this genre of black metal. But I just felt like a good time to mention. I was kind of curious about the lyrics. Couldn't find them.
I couldn't find them online, really.
Yeah, I tried Googling. I thought Spotify might have had it with their lyric thing, and no. So, can't say either way. Though there have been a few times where I have done I wonder what they are saying. I'm like, I'm going to go back to not knowing.
I genuinely do think in some of these songs he hits you with a it just goes on.
Oh, the Cannibal Corpse Cookie Monster.
Yeah, just the generic no words,
Yeah,
noises only.
Yeah, that's the only metal band where I read with the lyrics and still had no fucking clue. Like, yeah, every other metal band, oh, okay, I hear it now. Them, just garbled mess.
We've had some stuff on this show where
Oh,
it's been
yeah.
like that.
So,
Let's bring up Dissociated.
Let's
Say
not.
we did it. Yeah.
Purged from the archives. I'll go because Logan's probably got more than me with the same topics. This song gets really out of time with the drums, but worst of all, I think every section of this song is just a different scale, and sometimes the same scale played over like 4 times and then move on to the next. This one suffers not from being a bad song, just from being really boring, and that's going to sound way worse than I mean it to, but
I mean,
I don't know how else to say that.
The whole reason it got a 5 is it's not any better than the rest of the album. I mean, I couldn't really find anything worse other than that it's mistimed.
Yeah. Flute blows. End of statement. That's the first note in here.
You're right, they do blow.
flute hating jerks.
Yeah, you should see me against Jethro Tull. I yet again did not like or care for the guitar, really, the tones. There is a cool, like, I'm spacing on the mode, Aeolian, Ionian, Mixolydian, whatever the hell. There's like an Egyptian style downscale in this one. That's an off scale for the song, and it fit really well in there. It was cool. It didn't overstay its welcome. That's the only one that didn't overstay its welcome.
Yep.
Vocals in this one, I kind of actually cared a little less for. Overall, thought the performance just struggled a little, and they were too quiet to a like faulting degree. They were way buried, which is probably because the vocal take wasn't particularly like legible or tangible, whatever word you want to use. And yeah, the drums are 100% real, because as the blast beats are going on, you can hear that guy's wrist locking up in real time as that snare goes from like a to a. It's pretty funny.
You even did it off time, just like him.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Step into Abyss, 8.5.
Gotta double check, but yeah, 5.
I give this one a 6.
I gave it a 5, but I'll give it a 5.5.
I mean, for me, I really like. I thought the guitar intro was super pretty, and it feels like an ending track. You know, juicy melodic guitars. Love the keyboards and how they're layered in. Yeah.
The keyboards were cool during this song. I'll say that about it. I mean, I don't really like the song overall, but it's more of a genre thing than anything.
There's so many blast beats on this song, but despite that, it's weird to call a song in this genre safe. But I think on this album, they played it safe for the ending. I liked all the wild nonsense of the spacey keyboards and everything, and that just wasn't there.
Funny enough, I think that this song, in the context of this album, should not have had any vocals on it.
Yep.
As far as the instrumental of this goes, pretty good. Not many complaints here. Just, you're in E standard, and you have a really, really screwy mix for black metal. Only complaints there. Vocally, it's trash, bro. You could just... There's something about this one. This was either the I really hated it vocals, or I had a hard time coming up with lyrics, or I couldn't figure out my breathing. There's just some sort of struggle with the actual vocal take. And I also can imagine, because of it being one guy, how long the project probably by the last track had been going on. He just wanted to be done with it, and I get it. It's perfectly fine. I just truly think if it had no vocals on it, we're talking like 7.58 territory.
I will say, you can see on my notes, like the first couple tracks I'm talking about not liking the vocals. And at a certain point, it just stops because my brain just tuned them out because I knew I didn't like them. I'm pretty sure I skipped back to the middle of this one to make sure they were even there.
Yeah, they're so just like buried and at the bottom, but what you can hear is struggling. I also think this one is keyed up almost like too high for him to get that real guttural, like back of throat phlegm sound,
Yeah, it's really hard to do anything like that high because then it just sounds like you're like strangling something.
Well, it's real airy. You can't control it the way that you can if you're rumbling the bottom of your throat. That's assuming he's using proper technique.
He is an E standard.
Yeah, that is true. He may just be damaging his vocal cords, which is very much... That could also just be the problem here.
All right. I forget, is it album art or pacing next?
Pacing.
To be pacing.
Pacing.
Carson, you had to think because you do it backwards every time.
Yeah, I like to do album art before pacing. I'm just so excited to talk about the art.
Yeah, I can dig it. For me, the pacing was an 8.
For me, the pacing was a 4.
I gave the pacing a 6.
I gave it a 7.5.
See, for me, I like a lot of the variety kind of mixed in within it. And for me, I didn't have any song that overstayed its welcome, except for maybe one where the outro could have been trimmed a little bit. So for me, this is a good experience, and I enjoyed my time with it. And I don't think I have ADD, but maybe I just like the mix-ups like that. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I can definitely see the appeal in them. I think for me, because I'm not super into the genre, the like jumpiness kind of got stale. And then obviously there is a point in the album where a song abruptly stops and then it just fully comes back in and scares the piss out of you. I didn't really like that. So it just dropped it by 1 point for me. Like, it was gonna get a 5, and there's just one like bigger gripe I have with it.
Yeah, I forgot to talk about that note, but that is something that I wrote down and then forgot about. I think there's the right amount of like different track lengths throughout this album. I just think they're in the wrong order. I think there's too many times where it's, well, not too many because there's 8, but it's like the first couple nail it, and especially if track 4 is like a continuation of track 3, which it really felt like. But then after that, it's like 2 2-minute tracks after this almost 10-minute track. And it could have maybe been spread out a little better. I don't think that it's bad by any means, though. It's a fine listen. It's only 8 songs, so, I mean...
8 songs, 45 minutes. Really only had a problem with that, what was it, track 4 to 5 transition, or maybe 5 to 6. Yeah, it was 5 to 6. You get that harsh cutoff, epic intro. That's just a little jarring, but as far as it actually went, I found myself losing track of where I was in songs, thinking I was on to the next song because it was moving so well, and that within that encapsulation of the 8 songs in 45 minutes was a great time, because it didn't, one, leave me thinking, oh, this needs to be more different from itself. All these songs sound the same. There were parts of each song that were in every song, right? Like almost every song got blast beats, or the vocal style was the same and everything, but not every background track was the same background track in 8 tracks. So that's something to be said there. And yeah, I don't think anything overstayed its welcome, really. I think there was one outro that rolled for like 1:30, but it was like a 7-minute track where I got worked up. They wanted me to like punch the air and spin in a circle. I'm gonna need a wind down and some water.
All right. On to album art. I love it. I gave it a 9.
I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
I gave it an 8.
I gave it a 7.
See, for me, one, it just has some of my literal favorite colors, so A, appealing there. I'm just all about Lovecraft and cosmic horror, so bam, there we go. And there's a little dude with a sword. That's the final. I like that little guy. Just a little guy with a sword.
Yeah, it's a really cool piece of artwork. I really like kind of the Eldritch Abomination in the background, little guy in the front. But I have an issue with how they did their name on the album, because it's legible. Not only is your black metal clean, but your logo's legible. Excuse me? What is this? You just aren't following the rules. Lose a half point.
That's actually fair. Although there is like an owl or something in the name. That's kind of cool.
It is cool. Don't get me wrong, but I can read it, which is my issue with it.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
I want it to be a garbled mess of lines. I don't want it to be legible.
Yeah, colors are cool. It's a great piece of art. I really like the font on the actual album name at the bottom, and it reminds me of a project that
Oh,
it seems like some inspiration
Yeah.
might have been taken for a different project.
yeah. Or more like we're, part of the same club, adding to the,
Yeah. Look, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't think the logo goes on the front. As someone who likes to browse the black metal bins, if I can't read your name, I'm gonna have a hard time justifying spending the $8 that your record costs. I'm kidding, but it's just it's something that I always think goes on the back. You put the name in like a kind of stylized print similar to the name of the album, and then on the back is where you smack the logo with the track titles. Other than that, I do love the art piece here. I think it's great. It's truly just the logo integration into the front, I think, is just something not needed, especially because we have that text at the bottom in that very stylized font. If we just got the name of the band under it, and then on the, if there was a print of this, which I'm assuming there probably wasn't, but if there was, that's where you would smack the logo, track titles, and whatever else.
It's also blocking the building.
Yes.
Yeah, there is stuff behind
There's like a
that.
big Parthenon up, like a floating cave Parthenon on the right, and it looks super cool.
I mean, they at least made the logo kind of see-through, so you can still see what's behind it, really.
Yeah, and I think ultimately it's truly because it is sitting on top of it. If it was integrated into the picture, like it looked like the logo was growing from the wall or something like that, it'd be a whole different story with it being there. But it is clearly just a really nice piece of art with a logo on top of it.
It is on every single one of their album arts. I think the only one it's done super well on is the EP. because you can't see it on the EP at all unless you're looking for it.
I just went and looked at the single. I was like, it's right in front of your face, man.
It's down there inside the.
Yeah, that's a great
That's
way to
good.
do that.
Mhm.
Absolutely, that's an amazing way to do that.
That's also a cassette cover.
Yep.
That's
so
it.
that's perfect
Cool.
Mm.
I like it.
for a cassette. All right.
All right, overall, especially since this is my genre of black metal, I give it a 9.
Overall, I gave it a 5.5.
Overall, I gave it a 6.
Overall, I gave it a 6.
I'll bump mine up to a 6 too.
Well, hey, that's appropriate as well. Hey,
Yep.
making it extra metal. For me, I mean, I love this album. All its inherent elements, that is the sound, the vocals, general style, etc., are incredibly my jam. And for me, I just love the good mix-ups and pacing. And for that particular genre, I think it's a classic.
Yeah, I mean, this one isn't super for me, but there's a lot of really cool sounds going on here. I like some of the variety we get, but to me, it does feel a little bit stuttering. I feel like if I was more into the genre, if I was more into this sound, I would have a much better time with this album.
Carson took a lot of what I was going to probably say. I think this review at the start of the show would be a very different conversation. But I found things that I liked. It's definitely not a genre that I listen to very frequently, actually at all, outside of this show. But I found some things that I liked. So,
Yeah. I think overall, as a project, it's very solid. I think as a piece of art or a statement, it's a very good thing. I just have a hard time latching onto it as black metal or something like that, just because of the certain things that tend to hold true with what makes black metal. Black metal just being absent here. And that's just the altruistic metal BS of, you're not black metal, you're hardcore, or you're not hardcore, you're grindcore, all that, the stupid minutia BS. I don't care.
But
That's
it's so fun to split hairs, though.
It is. That's exactly. That's why we do it. And like I said, I think that's where a lot of my issue comes in with it. And then also the fact that there's a lot of good vocal showcase here that isn't shown off at all. This is the kid in the school play playing Tree 3 that should be the lead. Like he's just way off in the distance and doing his own thing, front and center, buddy. It just made me mad. And then the E Standard thing, come on, that's just not cool.
All right. I have no idea what next week's album is, so I'm going to let Connor take it away.
Yep. I'm up. Next week, we will be listening to Camp Faulty by Nova Ramos. I have no idea what that is. We'll find out next week.
Woo! Kid.
And then, if you are still watching this, you need to go ahead and hit the like and subscribe buttons. What we also need you to do is go down to those comments and leave a song, album, or EP suggestion for us to review in either one of these lives or an upcoming video. We will see you in the next one.
See ya.
Bye.
Ta-ta.